So then tell me, did you feel weird when you were doing this? I mean, I'm sure बच्चे तानु देखदे होंगे. Now let me ask you, ਜਦੋਂ ਤਾਨੂੰ ਲੋਕ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਕਿ you're too Indian, ਇਹ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਦੇਸੀ friends ਤਾਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਜਾਂ American friends ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ?
Surprisingly, it was mostly Desi people.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so they're the ones who thought you were too Desi for them.
Yes.
Did they still want to hang out with you? Ya tanu tade naal wo kende si it's better to stay away from her.
Well, some of them, you know, they tended to keep away, but I realized that it's the true friends that I have that would really want to stick with me no matter which way I am.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad to say Jasmine's one of those friends. She knows how Indian and Punjabi I am, and you know, we stick through everything together.
Yeah.
So then, let me ask you, Jasmine, with your perception, you know, you also grew up and were born and raised here.
Right.
Tanu kis tarah lag gaya ki how were people accepting you and adapting with you?
To be honest, when I was younger, I didn't really get along with the Indian crowd.
Okay.
I just didn't fit in for some reason, and in their eyes, I wasn't Indian enough to be friends with them because with the Indians, yeah.
Okay.
Because I had a lot of non-Desi friends also.
Okay.
So because I didn't just hang out with the Indian crowd, they kind of looked at me differently.
Okay.
So growing up, I hung out mostly with non-Desis.
Non-Desi friends.
And then I met Trisha, and after I met Trisha, it's funny. I always tell her that she brings the Indian out of me.
Really?
And she says I bring the Indian out of her too. Like when we're together,
Definitely.
we go on the papri chaat dates. We love to watch Bollywood movies and talk about bhangra and all that stuff. So.
Eat pan masala ice cream.
Exactly.
Alrighty, I'm learning all these things now. But did you find it awkward that, you know, you're not Indian enough for the Indians and not American enough for the Americans? Where is that center beam?
It was very hard. Like in my heart, I believe that I am very Indian and very American. Like at home, I guess you could say I was very Indian because, you know, we would speak in Hindi and I loved Bollywood movies and I love Indian food, but when I would be outside with my friends, I kind of had to balance who I was. So when I was with my American friends, you know, I don't really talk too much about my Bollywood movies, and you know, I try to talk more about Hollywood stuff and like things that they can relate to.
Exactly. All right. You know what? Asik chota ja break lake aane ha, and then I want to go a bit further. Ki how do you then introduce the two cultures to each other? ठीक है ਅਸੀਂ छोटा ਜਿਹਾ ब्रेक लेके ਹੁਣੇ ਹੀ ਵਾਪਸ ਆਨੇ ਆ stay tuned and we would love to hear from your kids ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ differences ਕੀ ਨੇ and how are they getting used to it. We'll be